We need to talk about these GTA 6 grifters.
Here's how I'm going to make millions of dollars with GTA 6.
I want people to be having an actual life on my server.
Another group is posting GTA 6 leaks.
If you're sitting there just playing this bitch for free, you a fool.
Am I getting like hate or love for that shit? Because I'm not really deep in my conversations how that shit's going.
This is what I call the picks and shovels play. During the gold rush, the people who got rich weren't the miners. It was the people selling the picks and shovels.
I'm standing on business. Like, I'm still gonna make that GTA 6 server shit make sense.
I absolutely love California. And besides being the setting for what is the third best-selling video game of all time, California is also home to a lot of interesting history. Here in California, there's a bit of a tradition to teach kids around 2nd or 3rd grade about the California Gold Rush. They're first taught how a mixture of word of mouth and the new concept of manifest destiny led to a whole wave of settlers to move all the way across the United States. For many kids, this is probably the first history lesson they're ever given, for very good reason, by the way, because the intrigue of there being hidden gold beneath their very backyard is a great way to introduce them to both local and national history. But one very important fact about the gold rush that I, for one, remember my teacher very proudly telling us is that it wasn't the people panning for gold that made their money during the gold rush. It was the people selling the shovels. Now you're probably wondering what the hell all of this has to do with Grand Theft Auto 6. Well, similar to the Gold Rush, a bunch of grifters are really hoping to get their foot in the door before it closes behind them. And as with a lot of recent history, whether that's NFTs, Pokemon cards, or experimental technology, the people who want to sell the shovels are trying to cement their status before a gold rush even starts. The point of this video is to cover a lot of the people who are using GTA 6 as a platform to sell you whatever it is they think you want. Whether it's the path to clip farming nonsense, experimental online multiplayer shenanigans, or stupid ideas that literally use a thinly veiled allusion to selling shovels to get their point across, I think all of this is really interesting and deserves a closer look, especially with Grand Theft Auto 6 just around the corner. So anyways, let's take a look at our very first subject. Okay, so really quickly, take a look at this video.
There is so much money to be made on GTA 6, you guys have no idea. I'm gonna be making money because I'm gonna be a business owner, but I'm gonna hire you little ass kids to virtually sweep the floor for me. Are we gonna get bored of GTA 6? How long is it gonna take for us to get bored? Is it even possible to get bored on that game? Because to me, it seems like that game, you can be on there for years and not get bored and explore the map for years. Like, oh my god, I'm so hyped.
This is a video by YouTuber Ali Crusade, uploaded a few weeks ago, getting just a little over 1,000 views on YouTube Shorts. I know that relatively speaking this video isn't that big, but I think small creators like this do a good job at saying the quiet part out loud. But first, I kind of do have to admit that Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna be massive. Even though this game is being limited to digital only at launch and strictly to consoles, GTA 6 is gonna be a giant gold rush in terms of gamers migrating to one singular video game. Not only is GTA 5 still massively popular, but Twitch streamers in the last 2 years or so have also been going back to games like Red Dead Redemption 2, showing that all of Rockstar's catalog is having a giant resurgence. I would even argue that GTA Online has primed players to pay attention to every single announcement that Rockstar Games makes. And so anyways, let's take a look back now at that clip from Ali Crusade. Despite everything that I just shared, this small clip shows the one thing that all GTA 6 hype mongering has in common. You see, this clip is really encouraging audiences to create their own idea of what GTA 6 is gonna be. They want you to imagine the most fantastic game ever made, despite the fact that the game hasn't even come out yet. In fact, this video that I'm making right now is planned to release before the big Netflix GTA 6 reveal, meaning at this point, we've gotten 0 looks at any official gameplay. And so by making this video now, I hope to show you guys how childish and completely stupid a lot of the GTA 6 hype mongering has become. And so all of that said, in this video, I'm going to be covering 3 separate layers of GTA 6 grifting, completely listed and categorized for your YouTube viewing pleasure. The first level I'll be talking about is The basic troll. These guys are really funny because their main purpose is to just get views no matter what, and this will coincide with the very first GTA 6 content farm. The second category are the monetary grifters. No different than most like AI content farm promoting sleazebags, these guys are the bottom of the barrel. Their main tactic is to make money off of making content on how to make money, turning them into an ironic example of the average GTA Online player. And then finally, we'll be taking a look at Adin Ross and his proposed GTA 6 metaverse. Of course, that's a bit of an overstatement, but anyways, we'll be looking at Adin Ross and his proposed GTA RP server. This has to do a lot with the culture of GTA Online and also gameplay mechanics, which is much more my bread and butter. And I will be talking about the leaks because, believe it or not, that's another scam that's happening because of GTA 6, and it started popping up while I started editing this video. So, holy shit, dude, fuck me. Anyways, let's go into the first stage of Grand Theft Auto 6 grifters.
So, look what I got early from
Rockstar Games.
Some of the most interesting stories of the California Gold Rush are those of the people who were there before the hype train started, before settlers moved all the way across the United States. In fact, some of the early reports of the people who were there right when the Gold Rush started make it seem like those people were the luckiest of all time. However, James W. Marshall, the man most often credited as being the first to discover gold, never truly profited from the Gold Rush. In fact, immediately after discovering gold, the sawmill that he was then managing immediately stopped operating because all of his employees left to look for gold. And of course, this whole description of the discovery for gold kind of glosses over the fact that Native Americans, much to our knowledge, already knew that gold existed in California. And then ultimately, this influx of white settlers led to a population decline for the Native Americans that's now been recontextualized on the same level as a genocide. And all of this is to say that just because you're the first to discover something doesn't mean you're gonna be the one to truly profit from it. In fact, all of this shows us that if you're the first person to see something, if you're the first in line, you're the most likely to get trampled. Oh, I don't know where the fuck I am, bro. The first true video on Grand Theft Auto 6, at least from my perspective, when it comes to pure popularity and view count, is by YouTuber Cernando, titled GTA 6 Unboxing My Prize from Rockstar Games. Uploaded April 1st of 2017, holy shit. At the start of this video, he even mentions yet another GTA 6 sort of clickbait video, which shows even from its inception, this whole idea was a complete content farm. And this video is pretty insignificant, all things considered. It was made so long ago that any speculation on the game pretty much means nothing at this point. The only kind of interesting thing that he gets right is that GTA 6 was going to take place in Vice City, but if you asked anybody at the time, this was like the #1 candidate, so it's not that surprising. Besides this, I mean, this is just a pretty basic April Fool's prank, nothing much. However, unlike his last prank where the disc got swapped at the very last second, meaning he didn't actually get the game, at the end of this video, he completely pretends that he totally got this game early. He plays it completely straight. And I actually feel the urge to tell you guys how high quality of a prank this is. Like, it makes me almost nostalgic that people used to put this much effort into stupid prank videos. The cover art is pretty well edited. It actually surprises me how well they got the disc art to look. Like, I'd have no clue how I would do this. And my favorite little detail is the repeated GTA 6 printing on the tape for the box. It's so fucking dumb, but it works so well. All that aside, yes, it's pretty stupid. People definitely tried to copy this style of content for a few years, and even if they were able to put their own kind of creative spin on it, this brand of content pretty much started and died at its very inception. And given the fact that Cernando's channel is now pretty much defunct due to some kind of scummy scandals I saw he got into, I mean, I'm not that surprised. And it's no wonder that no other video like this has reached this amount of views since. That said, I think it would be fucking hilarious if he recreated this video like when GTA 6 actually comes out. That would be the funniest shit ever. Maybe he could pull a prank that makes fun of how Rockstar Games didn't ship an actual physical version with the box, or he could maybe say something like, "Ooh, I had the game this whole time and you guys didn't know." Oh, it would be absolutely fucking stupid. But I'd like that a lot. And Cernando, all I ask for is a simple shout out. Anyways, that's pretty much it with this tier of Grand Theft Auto 6 grifter. Cernando, I right now write in stone and pledge that you were the very first Grand Theft Auto 6 grifter, And even though you were the forefather of this genre, you were pretty much trampled by all of the shitty people that came after you. Anyways, that leads us to tier 2, the GTA 6 content moguls.
Because you're doing shit no one wants to fucking watch. I'm sorry, I'm just a fucking random. You're not gonna be unique. No one watches you.
As mentioned earlier, the people who really made a killing during the California Gold Rush were the people selling the shovels. But as much as GTA 6 content creators may be taking this a little too literally, selling shovels always was more of a metaphor for all of the industrialization that popped up during the Gold Rush. Nobody made a living just selling shovels. If there were maybe 20 people who moved to California, most of them wouldn't be successful, and the few that were would probably stay in California anyway. And with a higher population came the increase in basic needs like food, water, and shelter. And that would then avalanche into things like childcare, jobs, and community. The California Gold Rush is a really great first lesson for children because it consumes them with the adventure of finding hidden gold in California. But it actually becomes a fantastic lesson when you realize that the California Gold Rush is actually teaching them about how communities are formed. The core group of GTA 6 grifters aren't selling us shovels. As much as they think they aren't. Anybody watching them are probably smart enough to figure out how to clip Twitch streamers on their own and make money off of doing that. And so what these people are selling, without even realizing it, is the idea of a community. The idea of a community that all want to create and consume content around GTA 6. However, it means that this community really wants to grow, but ultimately it'll be forever stunted because everybody's in a potato sack race where they're trying to win by tripping the other person. It's a self-consuming process of people making videos on GTA 6 to encourage other people to make videos on GTA 6, and ultimately, this whole thing just means nothing. So if you go to YouTube and you search GTA 6, how to make money, you'll come across a bunch of videos by people telling you how they plan to make money by making content for GTA 6. And like the Ali Crusade clip from earlier, a lot of these videos involve a lot of marketing advice mixed with hype for Grand Theft Auto 6. I think the best closer look at this genre is How I Plan to Make Millions with GTA 6 by YouTuber Brenny Moon. I think this is the best example because A, it has some of the best views of any video in this genre, and B, unlike most videos in this genre, it doesn't use AI for voiceover, writing, or any editing, and as much as I think that's an amazing sign at how lazy this brand of content is, I don't feel like debating AI for an entire segment, I'm sorry. And most importantly, this is one of the laziest videos I've ever fucking watched.
It's just doing like the viral games at the moment. But look, a video style like this, I need to buy premium. Yo, skip ad. A video style like this.
This is some of the laziest shit I've ever seen, like genuinely. And besides being a lazy excuse for content, this video reeks of somebody who's completely unconfident in their ability to make anything interesting. Of course, the main methods that he talks about for making money with GTA 6 is exactly what you'd expect, to the point where it almost negates the point of this video being made in the first place. The examples are as basic as you can make money by clipping Twitch streamers, you can repackage those clips into longer compilations, and laziest of all, when GTA 6 comes out, you can make videos about the best in-game money-making methods. Dude, does anybody actually need somebody to tell them how to make slop? But the most enlightening moment of the entire video comes when he says this.
This kind of goes back to making your own content, right? Don't upload playthroughs unless it's someone else's playthrough, because if you're just uploading your play, like no one, I'm not gonna be honest, no one wants to watch you play the fucking game. No one does. It's hard to make it because you're doing shit no one wants to fucking watch. I'm sorry. If I hop on and play GTA 6 without like no one, like you're not gonna, you watching, you're not gonna watch me play GTA 6 right now. Okay, well right now because it's unreleased, yeah. But when it releases, you're not gonna fucking watch me because you're watching people that you like, right? I'm just a fucking random. You're watching people you like and you're gonna watch the game yourself. You're not gonna be unique, right? What separates them is they have an audience. You don't, right?
Even though this clip is talking about personal playthroughs, which makes his points make a little more sense, at the same time, I can't help but feel like this little clip is totally enlightening about his perspective. And most importantly, I want you to take note at that small little slip up he has. When explaining why nobody will watch, at first he uses himself as an example before realizing that, well, he's not talking about himself, he's talking about you, the viewer. Seriously, take a look at this one more time.
If I hop on and play GTA 6 without like no one, like you're not gonna, you watching, you're not gonna watch me play GTA 6. You're not gonna be unique, right? What separates them is they have an audience. You don't, right?
I might be reading it a little too deeply into this, but it totally seems like he's repackaging insecurities that he has about the forms of content that he makes and shipping that onto the impressionable viewers who he hopes believes what he's trying to say. This is the most truthful moment in this entire video, and it's something that a lot of these self-help YouTube videos rely on. Besides talking about why clipping other people's content would be better than just making your own, this shows that the lifestyle he's promoting becomes more so a necessity out of incompetence. In explaining clip farming, he's basically explaining why it would be more embarrassing to make something that you actually believe in. And don't get me wrong, for some people I do think this form of content is the easiest and best solution out there. But at this point, what's the difference between this and learning how to dropship items online? Like, it's the exact same fucking thing. You see, this is where the main paradox opens up. People want to find a way to make money off of something they love. In this case, it's Grand Theft Auto 6. However, they don't have the creativity or passion to make something that they'd actually care about. In one of his more recent videos, Brenny Moon shares the main inspiration for a lot of his videos, the YouTuber Mark Builds Brands.
This is Mark Builds Brands, and this is obviously what I took heavy inspiration from, because look at his most popular videos. It's just a guy, like, it's just him screen recording and he just takes a screenshot.
While I'm going to try to talk about this side of YouTube as little as I can, this inspiration makes total sense. And by the way, it's not bad to get inspiration from places. I mean, almost every single YouTuber gets inspiration from others. That's how you learn what you like to do and what you like to make. But the main issue is that this brand of content is made for people that want to make something but have no passion or creativity to do so. I mean, just take a look at this clip.
Most people are mediocre. They are average. They're ordinary. You clicked on this video because you don't want to end up like them. In fact, the very thought of being average just repulses you to your core, and that's why you're here. The bad news is, statistically speaking, most people aren't going to change. They're going to stay average. They're going to stay mediocre for their entire life. The good news is, there's a sneaky little
It's this complete fear-mongering around being mediocre, being middle of the pack. And in doing so, these creators are able to get tons of views off of people who are just very unsure and unconfident in themselves. Oh, and really quickly while editing, I wanted to come back to explain how Brenny Moon doesn't understand what makes Mark Builds Brands so unique in the first place. For instance, he correctly recognizes that Mark's very simplistic approach to thumbnails make his videos really interesting for viewers. But in recreating them himself, he fails to recognize that it's Mark's fucking insane physique that makes these thumbnails pop in the first place.
But trust me, these thumbnails are on purpose. He knows what he's doing. These titles are on purpose. He knows what he's doing. And applying that to a different channel, a new channel, a different niche, obviously I'm talking about YouTube automation, that is where you're going to see success, right?
But also, to avoid the completely stupid looks maxer ideology, it's not the fact that his physique actually makes what he has to say more valuable to anybody. It's really just the fact that his build is so out of left field. It's like seeing a really shitty car painted a completely idiotic color. And yes, it's probably the case that more insecure men see his physical build and then assume things that he has to say are more inherently valuable, when of course they aren't. The main thing that makes this whole GTA 6 content farm advice feel so pointless is that at its core, it's a community building exercise for people who don't know what they want to do, they just know they want to be successful. And so GTA 6 becomes less of an actual solution and more of a temporary conduit through maybe some success could be granted. And most importantly, it's a game that all of us are really excited to play. If I can see the writing on the wall that this game will be one of the biggest of all time, they definitely can too. And so you have tons of people watching these videos thinking that GTA 6 is going to be the solution to them becoming a huge content creator. And the sad thing is how unlikely it is that these kids are actually going to succeed at this. I see kids in comments of these videos talking about how they plan to follow these exact steps outlined in these videos to make money when GTA 6 releases. Like, the GTA 5 and online content markets are already incredibly oversaturated, and once GTA 6 comes out, these bigger content creators are going to immediately switch to making GTA 6 content. As much as these stupid videos make it seem that the gold rush is on its way, in reality, the biggest mining companies have already been established, and the slice of the pie that these complete beginners are fighting for is much smaller than they think. And so again, this makes me ask the question, who's selling the shovels? And to that I once again say, nobody. There aren't any shovels. They're selling ideas. They're selling a community. They're ultimately just selling the disillusion of what they're actually doing. And finally, if it isn't abundantly clear, these content creators are making videos on how to make money by making videos off of how to make money. And so ultimately, this form of content is encouraging people to make the same exact type of shitty content. I completely expect this bubble to pop, that is until GTA 7 rolls around, I guess. But anyways, what about the big dogs? What about Adin Ross and his GTA RP server? I'm bullying Adin Ross! I'm bullying Adin!
I'm gonna make the server to where if you make money in game, Kyle, you cash out. I want people to be working and having an actual life on my server.
As mentioned earlier, white settlers weren't the first to really know about gold during the gold rush, as the Native Americans, to much of our knowledge, already knew about this gold. When the Mexican-American War ended in 1848, the US government used the new idea of manifest destiny, along with the intrigue for newly found gold, to encourage settlers to move to California, which was land they had just recently acquired. And so, the first big rush for gold happened in 1849, hence the term 49er, and hence 15 years before slavery was abolished. This means that alongside white settlers came both freed and enslaved African Americans. And also alongside the gold rush came an influx of Chinese settlers. And so all of these diverse people coming together in one small place meant there was a lot of racial violence, some of which was also even being endorsed by local government. This is very difficult history, but also very important history that I understand why we don't teach directly to children in second and third grade when we first teach them about the gold rush. However, it's also history that I really wish that I didn't have to go out of my way later on in life to discover. And anyways, what all this means is that all of these diverse types of people coming to California is what makes California what it is today. As much as politicians may be trying to coat history in a different light, the history of the California gold rush and all of this is what's allowed California to be the most diverse and amazing place that it is today. A lot of cryptocurrencies, NFTs, and modern internet scams run by building up hype for one central really interesting thing and pumping that until you can't anymore. And it's not necessarily the fact that all of the hype is completely unfounded. Like, technology behind the blockchain is really fucking interesting. All of this just lies in the people that actually use these things. And so people like Adin Ross and Logan Paul are able to leech money off of stupid investors and also actual children. And then once one of these things is no longer profitable, they can pretty much move on from it without a second glance. I mean, it's no wonder why Logan Paul doesn't make shitty videos that markets merch to children anymore. Those children grew up and they were no longer buying it. So guess what? He has to move on to the next thing. The main idea that I'm getting at here is that Adin Ross's idea for a Grand Theft Auto 6 roleplay server is inherently flawed because he's building up hype for something that doesn't even exist yet. And what fucks me up the most is actually the fact that Adin Ross doesn't seem to understand what makes GTA RP so much fun in the first place. For instance, take a look at this clip where he's basically explaining his main idea for the GTA roleplay metaverse.
Planning on doing is when GTA 6 does come out, I want to have an economy-based system where it's all ran off of a crypto coin. And this crypto coin is not going to be a pump and dump. It's going to be backed by a legit asset, which is my server. It's not going to be rugged or anything like that. I'll have full control of pretty much majority of the supply. And I'm going to make it a very good economic server. I'm going to make the server to where if you make money in game, Kyle, you cash out. I want people to be working and having an actual life on my server. You could flip houses and make money. You could sell drugs and make money. But guess what? If I come up to you in game and I kill you, you're losing everything.
If you don't know what GTA RP is, it's basically the most popular way to play GTA Online in the modern day. It utilizes custom clients and custom assets to play GTA Online in a completely different way. And I do have to admit that the capabilities for these custom servers is absolutely awesome. And one of the coolest things is that Rockstar Games is even opening up the idea to hosting these roleplay servers themselves. Not only did they recently buy the hosting site for the biggest GTA RP servers, but they're also literally beginning to host those servers themselves. This is absolutely cool, and I definitely see there being a renaissance for GTA RP later down the line for GTA 6. However, Adin Ross's idea for a GTA 6 roleplay server literally doesn't work. First, it seems that there's two main modes that he's planning. The first mode is a hardcore mode, where if you die in the game, you die in real life. I'm just kidding, but you do actually lose the money that you'd earned up to that point. You see, the mode revolves around working a job or doing something to make money that's tied to an actual cryptocurrency, and when you die, you lose all the cryptocurrency that you've earned. And then the second style is a much more traditional GTA roleplay. Like, you don't actually lose anything if you die, it's a much more casual experience. However, I'm almost certain that this would still be somewhat tied to cryptocurrency because that seems to be what Adin Ross is basing all of this off of. The main point behind all of this is to essentially create a dynamic and interesting roleplay experience for all types of players. This would make Adin Ross's server the most ultimate roleplay server to ever exist. However, it doesn't make any sense. This is founded on the back of cryptocurrency. Even though Adin Ross has promised that this won't be a rug pull,
It's not gonna be rugged or anything like that.
I mean, come on, dude, we can't fucking trust you.
Let's do this shit the right way. That's
Got
the
it.
whole point, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be rugging anything, or I don't want. What?
And also, he makes it seem like Rockstar Games is allowing a lot of this cryptocurrency stuff to happen.
The game is gonna be huge, bro. I wish I knew more about it. You know, I know that it's gonna be a lot of crypto stuff involved. I know there's gonna be a lot of people that are dropping certain things in the game, like for example, like certain podcast exclusivity music with rappers and podcasters, etc. And I know it's going to be crypto ran, a lot of it. I know crypto is going to be in the game for sure. It's just funny to Miami. Miami is known as the crypto city in America right now.
True.
So we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see.
Like, from his own words, he says that because GTA 6 takes place in Miami, and because Miami is the cryptocurrency capital of the world, that GTA 6 is gonna be filled with so much fun cryptocurrency shit. Dude, they're fucking making fun of you. Like, does he not realize how fucking stupid this is? Does he not realize that GTA 5 and all of these games are filled with tons of satire on American life? Like, I can promise you, Adin Ross, if Rockstar Games is putting anything related to cryptocurrency in their game, it's because they're making fun of you. It's inside all of their games. It's inside all of the names for the products they have. My favorite mission is when the tech guy gets his head blown up by the phone. All their games are filled with satires, and they use this to partially make fun of this shit. Do you not understand that? And besides the fact that Adin Ross is a fucking idiot, Rockstar Games hasn't even mentioned an online mode yet. GTA 6 is only planned to release on November 19th, and even then, we have no idea when it's going to come to PC, and we have no idea when an online mode is coming. We literally have no time frame for when any of this will even be possible. Oh, and finally, I don't think Adin Ross even understands why people like roleplay. Like, truly, at its core, I don't think Adin Ross even understands why people find roleplay interesting. I, for one, have actually used GTA Online as a way to conduct social experiments surrounding things like public transportation. I love the GTA Online community, and every time I interact with them, I always find out something new. And the one thing I do know is that at its core, the Grand Theft Auto community and the GTA RP community really doesn't want to do things like just roleplay as janitors for the sake of doing so. And I can prove this to you right now. If you search up GTA RP on YouTube, you'll find a lot of content with people like Adin Ross in it, but most notably, you'll find that all of the content has something really interesting about it. For instance, around like half of it is cops and robbers roleplay. And besides that, all the other content is really interesting. It has some really cool role-playing scenarios. It has to do with something maybe risque or a little violent, but all things considered, GTA RP is notably surrounding things like cops and robbers, because after all, the Grand Theft Auto series was founded as a cops and robbers game. And so guess what? People want to play cops and robbers when they roleplay. Adin Ross's idea of people living actual lives and working menial jobs is completely stupid. As Gabe Newell famously said, I have never once thought to myself that realism is fun. It's the crazy shit that you can do in GTA Online that makes it so engaging. Even in the most realistic roleplay scenarios, people want a little bit of action. And designing a mode in that environment where if you die, you lose actual money, I mean, it doesn't actually sound like fun. It's stupid, and I'd be surprised if actual people want to play that. Adin Ross's whole idea of a roleplay server is based on an online mode that hasn't even been announced yet, for a game we haven't even seen a second of gameplay for, and for a community that's still playing GTA Online and perfectly content doing so. Like seriously, we don't even know what this game is gonna be like. It could be closer to Red Dead Online, or it could be closer to GTA 5 Online. We have no clue, but Adin Ross is convinced that his idea will work and is completely unfounded. The GTA 6 Gold Rush is fake, it's stupid, and I'm fucking stupid for falling for it. Hi, so once again, I'm gonna be talking about these recent GTA 6 leaks because these are also a massive scam. Okay, so a lot of GTA 6 leaks have been shared in the last week or so by the massive leak group CyberLeaks, and I mean, this stuff is really stupid. I don't plan to show any of it because it's kind of worthless to show the gameplay. You can speculate all you want. The more important part is that these leaks themselves are a scam. And that might not be as readily apparent because most of the things people are talking about in relation to the scam is all of the crazy stuff they're showing in them. But in reality, there's a much bigger ethical dilemma with the people behind these leaks. So an important piece of background is that these leakers are using demands or acknowledgements about Rockstar Games in order to sort of morally support why they're doing these leaks. They're using the fact that GTA 6 is not going to release completely physically at launch. Additionally, they're sort of repackaging a lot of the very important talking points from Stop Killing Games in order to support the fact that they're leaking the game. The thing is, I do agree with most of the things that they're protesting, but I don't agree with how it's done. And the reason why I don't agree with how it's done is because it's clear that they don't fucking care about these things in the first place. While they use this manifesto and these things that are plastered on the leaks themselves and on their personal websites to explain why they're doing it, I don't think there's any proof that they actually believe in it. They're using these talking points as a way to make people and media support the idea behind these leaks and thus spread them even further. However, behind the scenes, and also not so behind the scenes because doing just a second of research makes this abundantly clear, they're really just using these leaks to make money. For instance, through the leaks, they're basically directly asking for monetary support. But additionally, they're selling things like advertisements through the leaks to make even more money. And of course, they're getting these funds through cryptocurrency so they can receive them completely anonymously. And I completely believe that the moral dilemma behind these leaks is really just a cover-up so they can try to make as much money as possible. And guess what? All of this fits into our segment on Adin Ross perfectly because supposedly he just paid the leakers hundreds of thousands of dollars so he can play the game early.
Do you have GTA 6? LOL. Shit, tell those hackers, hit me up. I got 100 bands from them. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I would pay 100K to play the game right now. Oh, God. Tell the hackers, hit me up. Talk about the GTA leak. Shit, send them through. Cyber Leak Turbo Game. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to promote this shit, but I ain't gonna lie. Yo, I won't lie to you, Lico. Try to get in touch with these guys. I'll drop 100 bands. I'll play the game early. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
And so pretty much any goodwill that Rockstar had with Adin Ross and his proposed RP server should be pretty much completely destroyed by now. Adin Ross's idea of actually integrating crypto stuff inside the Rockstar client like mentioned previously, all this bullshit about making the truest RP server to ever exist, and making this all official and legit, this is just so much more facetious and stupid knowing what Adin Ross is doing. I genuinely hope that Adin Ross gets his hands on these leaks, so that Rockstar Games can take him to court and actually make him pay for this bullshit. Like genuinely, if you guys take one thing from these recent GTA 6 leaks, it should be that people are doing whatever it takes to make money off this game, even if it's stupid, temporary, and will literally land them directly in jail. And anyways, now that that's all said and done, I think it's about time that we get to the conclusion of this video. Yeah. If I had to say anything at this point, it would be that I hate everything that has to do with Grand Theft Auto 6 discourse. As much as I will always be excited for the next GTA game, I hope that this video has shown why I'm at least a little bit hesitant at this point. You see, where the hype behind Grand Theft Auto 6 differs from the Gold Rush the most is that the Gold Rush was tangible. Ultimately, people moved all the way across the country, causing real, physical after effects. It was really an event where entire lives were changed. I have no doubt that Grand Theft Auto 6 will be the biggest video game release of all time, but at this point, it almost feels a little meaningless. When Grand Theft Auto 6 does come out, I do hope to create a video covering it, but with my own little analytical twist on it. I'm not planning to put out the slop that these content creators are so ready to do. And I mostly throw that out there at this point because making this video on GTA 6 almost makes me feel like I fell into their trap. I made a video about their shitty content tactics, so at this point, am I no better than them? Ultimately, what all these creators wanted was for somebody to listen. Cernando didn't actually hope that people believed he got GTA 6 early. Brenny Moon doesn't actually want people to make videos on GTA 6 because that would mean less views and less money for him. And Adin Ross doesn't actually care about this whole multiplayer idea for Grand Theft Auto Online. He just wants to see how far he can take this hype train. The one thing all of these people wanted was for somebody to click on their shitty YouTube video. And I guess I fell for it, didn't I? I guess I am the piece of gold that they were panning for in the GTA 6 Gold Rush or whatever. You get the fucking point. I was the gold all along. What? Okay, so if you enjoyed this video, please give this a good like, a sub or something, I don't know. Yeah, if you like this video, maybe even check out some of my other stuff. I uploaded a video a few weeks ago. It'd be cool if you could check that out. Anyways, yeah, I hated making a video on stupid GTA 6 content creators, but also it was awesome because these people are fucking pieces of shit and they're stupid. I'm gonna go and actually enjoy the rest of my day here in the beautiful hills of California. I hope you do too, in GTA 5 or something, I don't know. Oh. Ring, ring, ring.